Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We are at 3826 Southeast Morrison Street here in Portland, located down in the basement, going into a 4-inch cast iron cleanout as our point of access. And check the overall condition, serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water is running. We'll zero out the foot counter once we drop into the base of the cleanout access. And off we go. All right, transitioning here over to clay pipe. Water flow here feels like it is starting to drop off. Looks like you got water escaping the joints. I'm seeing a different level of water flow here as we go. We also have a tie-in here, looks like a full diameter Y connection coming in, which very, very easily or likely could be a party line connection. So we're going to mark that on the way out. Root penetration. If I were to wager a guess, likely the house adjacent to this one to the right of this, as you face the house from the street, is probably what's tying in there. We do have access to the house, so. And what you do have here, though, is a good candidate for an epoxy liner. What I would be looking into at this point. You do have some level of standing water in some spots here, but what you'd be left over with after you did a liner on that would be very, very minimal to nothing. And should not be enough standing water to actually prevent you from being able to install a liner on it. And that's the main there at 86 feet. Here is I'm going to pull back to the Y connection. I can tell just by the way the water is flowing through here. Water looks like it's escaping the joints. I think it may be re-entering in some of the joints. My water flow is changing as I go. People Alright, so I do have water running the adjacent house right now. Where I'm locating there, this is a really tricky one to locate because the whole front yard is covered in very heavy foliage. But that sink has been running over the adjacent house now for a few minutes. We'll see if anything ties in. The problem is on that house, it looked like a major break in the sewer line. And so I don't know how much water is actually getting where it needs to go right now. From the other house anyway. So, and this Y connection theoretically could be a storm system tie-in. It's hard to say though. You do have some level of debris, looks like coming out of that Y connection there. It's just hard to know if it's from this line skipping up into the tie-in or if it's actually from it coming out of that line. Either way, what you look like you've got here is the makings of an epoxy liner. This one shoots all the way through the front yard on out to the street. If this line here tying into it is kind of the unknown. I'm not entirely sure what that is or where it's coming from. Could be storm. it's close enough into the house. It easily could be storm, but just generally speaking, most Y connections that are full 6-inch diameter tie-ins like that are sewer related, not storm. All right, so given where this Y comes into the line here, we're lining up pretty nicely with almost the side of the house adjacent to us, the one to the right. I think it's unlikely it's party line related, just given where that's at. The line would have to come out the front of that other house and almost backtrack on itself to get to that point. We also have not seen any water flow come through. And I've had that sink running over there for a good 5+ minutes now. So anyway, what I would look into here is, more than anything, a lot of the reason you've got toilet paper scraps like you do on this line is that I don't believe the water flow is moving to the line properly. There's a lot of toilet paper and whatnot building up in the line. So the slope and grade of the line looks quite good. So this is one where I would look into an epoxy liner. Any line this age that's clay pipe, there's almost no chance those joints are staying sealed up. You've already got roots in this thing as it sits. So this is not a line where I'd piecemeal it out and spot repair it. I would just fully update it. Ideally, we get in here under better circumstances where we can run a lot of water, get everything out of the sewer line.